Even terrible TV shows have dedicated fans who want their favorite characters to have satisfying endings. But TV networks call the shots on the lives of our favorite shows. If they're not profitable enough, they get canceled. It's really heartbreaking, and 2022's had some major cancellations that shocked fans. Keep watching as we list the fan favorite network series that won't be returning to TV. First up, Magnum P.I. 2018 to 2022. We didn't expect Magnum P.I. to get the axe so soon. CBS announced in May that the series had been canceled after 4 really good seasons. But the ratings were solid across all 4 seasons. So what happened? Fans of the original and the reboot were understandably upset with CBS's decision, and they got some clarity as to why the network couldn't continue the show. President of CBS Entertainment, Kelly Call, stated that one of the factors that decided the show's fate was failing to reach a licensing fee agreement with the show's rights holder, NBC Universal. There's also CBS's new roster of pilots due for this fall that factored into the decision to end Magnum P.I. It's always difficult for networks to pull the plug on a series that's done tremendously with the ratings and has developed a loyal fan base. Jay Hernandez's portrayal of the titular character received a lot of praise, and his reaction to the show's cancellation broke our hearts. In his tweet, he mentioned that all good things come to an end, and that he'll carry the memories from the show in his heart forever. Us too, Jay. Us too. Next, we have Queens, 2021 to 2022. Queens boasted an impressive pilot backed up by a talented cast. It quickly developed a following in its first season back in 2021, but that's all she wrote. The show's creator, Zahir McGee, announced on Twitter that ABC had canceled Queens after just 1 season. Just like Jay Hernandez, McGee was let down by the network's decision. In his tweet, he thanked the cast for their hard work and reminded fans that they'll always be proud of the incredible work that they put into making the show. Queens could have gone for a second run, but according to Deadline's report, the show's rating paled in comparison to other programs that were competing with it. And then there's Eves had to leave midway through the season due to her pregnancy, which left fans wondering about her future on the show. Naturi Naughton took to Instagram and wrote a heartwarming caption about her gratitude. One thing she wrote that resonated with us was that even though Queens isn't coming back, the cast still have their crowns. We loved that, Naturi. And now for Kenan, 2021 to 2022. The single-camera comedy Kenan has officially been canned by NBC after 2 seasons. The second season averaged a 0.4 rating among adults aged between 18 and 49. The total number of viewers, 2.4 million, which isn't too great for an NBC show, especially when you compare it with season 1. Its ratings were down by 34% in the same demographic and down by 26% in the number of viewers. It had the makings of a great morning comedy too. A widowed dad, played by SNL's very own Kenan Thompson, works a high-profile job as the host of an Atlanta morning show and is also raising 2 adorable girls. His live-in father-in-law, played by Don Johnson, has strong opinions about the way Kenan should live his life. The comedy's right there, but unfortunately, it didn't land with audiences. Kenan's cancellation comes after Mr. Mayor, starring Ted Danson, was also canceled after 2 seasons, while the network renewed comedies like Young Rock, Grand Crew, and American Auto. Next on our list is CW's Batwoman, which won't be returning for a 4th season. Caroline Dries, series showrunner, dropped the news on Twitter, writing that it had been an honor making 51 episodes of the series, and that the show won't be seeing a 4th run. The series had a shaky start. It joined the Arrowverse lineup in 2019, with Orange is the New Black's Ruby Rose playing Batwoman, but the actress left the show after season 1, claiming that the working conditions led her to exit. Javicia Leslie was then cast as Ryan Wilder and breathed new life into the show. Fans really took to her portrayal of Batwoman, but the ratings weren't cutting it for CW. Since season 2, the ratings were down by almost 20%, but the Arrowverse series did a lot better than Nancy Drew or Riverdale, both of which got renewed. So, what happened? Well, the real problem might be that CW's future is no longer clear. Warner Brothers and Viacom CBS, who co-own the network, may sell it off. According to a report from Deadline, the final decision to axe the series may not have been up to Mark Pedowitz, president of CW. Legends of Tomorrow is another CW show that got canceled after 7 seasons. The news came as a shock to Arrowverse fans who were expecting an 8th season, but just like Batwoman, the series won't be getting a satisfying conclusion the way Arrow or Supergirl did. But the show's cancellation came as a shock for another reason. It had an impressive average Rotten Tomatoes score of 89%, with 1 season even reaching a rare 100%. The series was loved by its fans, who tuned into the CW every time it aired, making it CW's 8th best-ranked show between 2021 and 2022. And even if you consider the ratings of season 6 and 7 in a vacuum, canceling the show didn't really make sense for the network. But it's the same issue with Batwoman. CW has an uncertain future, and the bosses at Viacom CBS and Warner Brothers want to sell it off sometime this year. Prospective buyers likely don't want to deal with an interconnected web of shows that are still airing, even though they don't make much profit. It's the sad reality of shows these days, but it is what it is, guys. And in other news, Marvel's MODOK is no more. Next to get the axe, Patton Oswalt's collaboration with Stupid Buddy Studios. Marvel's MODOK is a seriously cool stop-motion animation show. It follows Oswalt Oswald's take on one of Marvel's smartest villains as he tries to balance a criminal lifestyle with his family. Melissa Fumero, Amy Garcia, and Ben Schwartz also lend their voices to the show, and overall, it's great. The ratings speak for themselves, with Rotten Tomatoes giving it an average of 88%. That's amazing, but Hulu canceled the show after just one season. But what happened? Well, according to Variety, this move comes after Marvel Studios decided to handle all television projects themselves, creating upcoming projects solely on Disney's streaming platform. However, there's some good news. While fans are obviously frustrated with Hulu scrapping MODOK, the network's other animated Marvel series, Hitmonkey, is going strong. In fact, Will Speck and Josh Gordon, showrunners of Hitmonkey, have plans for a second and even third season. So, even if we don't have Patton Oswalt's MODOK, we can find some comfort in Hitmonkey. Next, another CBS show gets axed. Magnum P.I. wasn't the only CBS show to end its run midway. The Chuck Lorre-produced comedy, United States of Al, was canceled by CBS after 2 seasons. Deadline reported that the network called the higher-ups of the show on May 11th to break the news. What shocked us is that it's Lorre's first show in 30 years to be canceled so quickly. So, why did it get canceled? Well, season 1 drew quite a bit of criticism for its stereotypical portrayal of a South Asian person, outdated tropes, and casting the Indo-South African actor to play an Afghan. But that wasn't a minor issue when you compare it to the all-watching CBS Eye. Remember how we said that if a show isn't profitable enough, it gets canned? Well, it's 10 times more true for CBS. The show's second season generated a 0.5 rating in the 18 to 49 age demographic and almost 5 million viewers a week. Now that's decent for any other network, and it'd even be considered a hit, but not for CBS. The network has high expectations for its comedy shows. United States of Al aired after Young Sheldon, so it has a high bar to clear and keep viewers glued to their screens. But it ended up losing 2 million viewers a week, and the network needs a show to retain viewers. While everyone was upset about Magnum P.I. ending too soon, the axing of United States of Al just added salt to the wounds, especially since its second season was better than the first. And finally, the end for the end game. It seems like the summer began with an array of cancellations by popular networks. We go through the motions every year, but it still stings. Along with Kenan, NBC added the Justin Lin-produced The Endgame to its list of canned shows, just after 1 season. While the show is described as being a heart-pounding thriller, critics were less than thrilled with it. Lead actress Morena Baccarin's performance received praise, but the overall show was described as a dud. The series was scrapped after 1 season, and the network deemed it not worthy of being renewed. That's too bad, because the premise of the show is interesting, but the execution could have been a lot better. And that's a wrap for this video. Thanks for watching. As always, tap the like icon if you liked our video, and make sure you subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on future uploads. We'll see you in the next one.